Love podcasts, hate nonsense. The PoliticsJOE podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Good energy.
Yeah.
Good energy.
It's weird.
It's going to get real weird.
Uh-huh.
You're so back.
It's like I never left.
I think you owe them an explanation.
There are other people in my life.
Who?
What, other than the audience? You guys?
Don't be ridiculous.
How are we?
Good, thank you. Nice to have you back.
I can't drink from this bottle today. Jesus Christ.
Did you drip that down yourself?
Twice in a row.
Do you remember we started that episode where you and I just sculled a can of pre-mixed?
White Claw or something?
Yeah, I think I had a G&T and you had a White Claw.
That was good. Without notice forever.
And didn't tell me, yeah.
It was a good prank. We used to have fun.
What went wrong?
When we all did this podcast together.
Why has it become like this?
I think we don't do it as a three enough anymore.
I think it might be Sam.
Yeah,
Okay. That's not fair.
I think it's Sam.
I don't think it's Sam.
What do you think it is?
The lack of regularity with which we do this podcast as a three.
We're busy people.
This is our job.
Listen here, buddy, I tell you what your job is, all right?
I've not had an accurate job description in about 3 years.
I've worked here for 7, I still don't have one.
Well, at least this is a good listening experience.
But I'll tell you what, we're fucking good to look at though, aren't we?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
If you're listening to this, you are missing out.
Strike a pose, Ed.
Which camera?
The one that's pointed at you. You got much in the locker, Santina?
Nothing that would be appropriate, I don't think.
I felt like I could only say to you, Ed, strike a pose.
It's different if you ask a woman to do it.
Yeah, they can't help themselves.
I don't often go for strike a pose. I just go for smile more. Why don't you?
That's what you shout. That's what you shout at a woman in the street.
Out of a window of a taxi. Yeah.
Do you? Yeah? Cheer up, love. It might never happen. Or it might happen
Wind
if you
might
carry on
change,
like
your
that.
face will stay like that. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Can you wolf whistle?
Yeah.
Go on. He answered that too quickly.
Oh, I can. Well,
Textbook.
I don't with wolf. I can whistle. Like
Right.
You can't backtrack
So-
now, Ed.
I'm walking down. I'm walking down the
it's
street.
okay.
I'm walking down the street. You've just finished putting up your scaffold.
yeah. Okay.
I don't think I turned for that.
No, because I usually do it like
It's a bit girly, that, isn't it?
I usually just go.
That's it. What the listeners can't see
That's
is
how I do
how phallic it is when you.
I know. I use my index and my ring finger. I think I can probably do it. Like
Do
this.
you ever use the thumb?
That was less sexual.
Yeah, that's probably better.
Go back to the other one.
It's very similar to your hand gesture for like I want to kill myself.
No, we're
What's
not
that?
saying that anymore, are we?
What?
Sorry.
Sorry, I want to unalive myself.
Why can't I go? What do I do?
You like make a gun and go like ah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you whistle like that? Yeah.
Probably not.
Go on.
We'll give
try.
it a go.
I don't know what you were expecting to happen.
Do you reckon we'll break the top 10 with this podcast?
Why don't we get the respect from the political media that we would deserve?
Awards in the post, fellas.
It's industry bias. They don't like the scrappy upstart. You don't get it.
Can you wolf whistle?
No, I'm normally the receiver.
wolf whistle bottom.
Never on top me.
That's what women are.
What?
Just wolf whistle tops. I don't believe in the traditional genders.
Gender is a spectrum reflected by the differing tones of my wolf whistle.
Yep.
Your wolf whistle was quite girly. Do you think you could come up with a more manly one?
What would make it less girly?
Just screaming.
Oh God!
Turn around! Look at me!
Holy shit!
Smile more! Smile!
I think that would work on me.
There was once someone in my journalism masters, their final project was on, I think it was on like people who'd been, well, kind of just doing this. If it was just this actually sounds like quite a boring idea in hindsight. But it was just like about the experience of people being like catcalled. And one of the feedback was, we should hear from the side of the catcallers. Which I think would be more interesting to hear from the catcallers about the psychology of it. But I think very hard to secure someone admitting harassing women in the streets.
Cool.
Thoughts?
Well,
Good luck with it.
we've got one with us now, Ed. What runs through your head before you deploy your effeminate wolf whistle?
It's what, I think Kevin Hollenrake yesterday seemed to
You only just learned that it was Rake, not Drake.
seemed to suggest that
Would
I
you-
was a proponent of FGM.
How did he know?
I was wearing my pro FGM t-shirt.
To be fair, I did search through all of your tweets and I didn't find one condemning FGM.
I think it goes without saying.
Before we come on to your interview of Kevin Hollenrake,
Yeah.
how did you think it was pronounced? Hollenrake?
She's made that up entirely.
Do you know something?
Raka.
I'm really sorry. That was actually Sean who asked me yesterday.
Oh, right.
And that's sorry.
No, I knew it was Kevin Hollenrake.
Kevin Hollenrake.
Kevan.
Like,
It's actually Welsh. The double L. Like Llanelli.
yeah, beautiful language.
You're his biggest proponent.
Famously.
Well, I used to think Barry Gardner was Barry Gardiner.
Did you?
Yeah,
Why?
not sure.
No.
Didn't think anyone would have a profession in their last name. Because that's not how they came about. Should we...
Could do.
Yeah.
What did Kevin Hollenrake say to you, Ed?
Well, he seemed to suggest that I was a proponent of FGM.
No, we've done that
We've
bit.
done.
Okay, but I just want to make it clear.
Well, did he say anything else?
Yes. I suggest.
Do you want to tell us?
Ava, what did you learn yesterday?
I was about the beginning of a sentence.
Well, fucking come on, Mango Day. Get it out. See, he can't whistle. It's pathetic.
I suggested to him
Fucking woman lips over there.
that Kevin
Little
Badenoch's
girly mouth.
statements about maternity
Wait,
pay.
can you do it again? Can you put your fingers in your mouth while you tell us?
About maternity pay, invalid cultures,
Put
and
lipstick on that mouth.
minimum wage, where from the outside would
More of a
perhaps
lip gloss
damage
man.
the reputation of the Conservative Party to a wider audience. And he claimed that she said none of those things. And then I challenged him on what invalid cultures are, and he went on quite a dog whistle rant about Islam.
Oh, well, at least, you know, a manly whistle then.
Do you think dogs are men?
Yeah.
No, I like.
Well, you were doing a pussy whistle.
Yeah, I like a whistle that is. Its masculinity is defined by it running congruent with bigotry.
Right.
How does that? You know that lip gloss that plumps your lips up? How does that work?
It's like it's it's got a chemical in it that it's just a reaction.
And what does it feel like when you apply it, Ed?
When I kiss your wife.
It's very good.
Can I talk about my experience at Tory conference without being heckled? Please.
You can keep doing that.
What?
I think you've crossed the Rubicon there.
What did I do? Sorry. Sorry. Okay. Are you asking me to apologise about my comments about your wife?
You can apologise to my wife.
When I see her later.
Go on then.
Go on.
Oh, you finished?
Well, I'm questioning. I'm repeating what you said. I thought it was quite outrageous that a sitting member of Parliament and a member of the shadow cabinet was making such outrageous dog whistle comments about Islam without having the balls, basically, to admit that he was talking about Islam.
Well, to challenge you, he never said it was Islam.
That's what I just said.
Well, how do you know it was Islam?
Because he was using tropes about Islam, I would say.
Well, but how do you know that they were tropes about Islam? You must believe those tropes yourself. He could have been talking about anything.
What do you think he could have been talking about?
How much of the audience do you
People
think
from
has
Cornwall?
switched to the newsagents?
I like to think they listen
How far
in
through?
tandem.
How long have we been rolling for, Sam?
12 minutes.
That's less than I thought, to be fair. That's quite quick to get to substance. Should we start doing this properly?
I thought that's what we were doing.
No?
You're the one who's,
Doing the journalism out there.
you went to Conservative conference. We didn't. So we were hoping you would enlighten us.
Well, I
with
was
what you
trying to,
learned.
and you were heckling me.
You were, well, I mean, as far as I remember, Pussy Lips, you were just whistling throughout.
When you speak, it's just like... Say something.
Because it's gone down so well so far. I think they're all smoking crack.
That feels libelous.
Right, you've buried the lead there, haven't you?
Yep.
Why are you only just telling me that now?
Because you wouldn't let me talk.
You haven't mentioned that in any of the content that you've done from Tory Party conference so far. You think they're all smoking crack?
I think they're all off their heads on crack.
I think that's potentially libelous.
There's more than 12 of them. Couldn't identify which one he's talking about.
I think they're having.
That's the rule, isn't it?
I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
More than 12?
Yeah.
They were all having the time of their lives. They're all talking about how much fun they were
Biblical,
having,
that.
how buoyant it was.
And people only have fun if they're on crack.
Absolutely, those are the well-known
What
side
was
effects
buoyant?
of crack. The atmosphere, a conference. They were all
Buoyant?
They were all talking about how fun it was.
Have you ever thought about how Sydney Sweeney's eyes are a bit close together?
I think they're completely deluded.
Sydney Sweeney is deluded.
Because of the crack.
Right. There's not more than 12 of Sydney Sweeney, so I think we should
I
be
wasn't
careful
saying
now.
Sydney Sweeney is smoking crack.
Did you see the pale man at Conservative Party conference?
Who's the pale
I
man?
probably did.
We are going to make this podcast like fucking Finnegan's Wake. They will not understand. I don't want anyone to understand. Okay?
The pale man's from Pan's Labyrinth.
What's that?
It's a
He has hands in his eyes.
In his eyes?
no, his eyes in his hands.
That's right. It's that.
Is this monster who has like gaping eye holes, and he to see he goes like that.
That's an interesting learned action there, isn't it? Learned action, because if you could, why not?
Because if you wanted to see something up close, you could simply reach towards it. Like there, you're probably quite far away. Oh, the depth perception would be really hard though. If it was like this, that would be.
Or like a chameleon.
That'd be cool. That's like 360 degrees of vision. Like that. spinning. You're like a lighthouse.
Yeah, like a lighthouse.
Yeah.
It would be like existing in one of those, those spinny things that the influencers stand in, and it does like a 360.
Imagine the pale man in one of them.
Wouldn't know which way to look. Didn't see him at Tory party conference.
Well, I might have done. He might have gone in disguise.
Did you catch up with Cthulhu?
He probably saw you though.
Yeah, Cthulhu was there. The yellow one was there.
Is that how you say that thing? That
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Yeah, other deep evil
I've
monsters.
never ever understood that joke that you pull out every now and again. I've never understood it at all, and I've even suggested it. I go, "Oh, we should probably bring out that thing you like."
You're absolutely right, Eva. Right again.
Drop the Cthulhu meme.
I think they don't understand the depths of the pit that they're in. Kemi Badenoch today talked about how much fun they're going to have in opposition winding up Angela Rayner, but it's not as much fun as governing, probably.
Tell you who is winding up Angela Rayner.
Who?
Rachel Reeves.
Because she nicked her haircut.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough for some of the members of Parliament, like Desmond Swain, to now tell them apart.
What would you do if I came into work one day and I just had your hair?
I'd go, "Oh, you solved that male pattern baldness thing."
What's the thing you use at the desk?
What's the thing I use? at
Is
the
it a
desk?
wand?
The straighteners.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, Ava, can I?
Can we just go back? Do not tell people I'm using a wand at the desk.
Yeah, that was outrageous.
What the fuck is going on in that office?
That's a hand styling. Yes, it's also a vibrator, but that's obviously not what I was referring to.
It's also as if it's a common enough occurrence. As if it's something we have to put up with. Trying to work. But the desk's shaking.
Ed wants to plug his computer into the wall, but he can't.
Oh God, that's really. What about it?
You need to stop doing it at work. It's inappropriate.
Are you joking? My hair?
No.
Oh.
The other
I was going with the joke.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I should stop
Yeah.
doing that at work.
No,
yeah.
but if I said, can I borrow your straighteners?
Yeah.
Because I had your hair
Yeah.
and the delightful curl you've applied,
Yeah.
I did the same.
Yeah.
Would that be okay?
That's absolutely fine. Whatever you'd like to do.
Okay.
We don't police each other's bodies here.
Just wolf whistle at 'em.
It's a compliment.
I go to street harass someone at Zolly. Core, turn around, beard.
Did you speak to anyone else at Tory party conference?
Yes.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Jeez. Who?
Jacob Rees-Mogg.
They don't know. We're telling. Okay.
Oh my god, Ava, I was about to have a discussion about it. You're telling me over something I wasn't doing.
All I'm getting is.
So how I envisage that going is like, what did Jacob Rees-Mogg have to say? And then we talk about that.
Okay. Did you speak to anyone else at conference, Ed?
Yes, I did.
Who?
Jacob Rees-Mogg.
And what did he say?
He refused to engage with me and just advertised his.
If you wanted him to
News
engage
programme.
with you, you should just fucking stop wolf whistling at him.
He's a Catholic man.
Jacob, your eyes are too close together. Didn't even know you had eyes, Jacob.
What did he?
Yeah, you walk away, sunshine. I hate it when you go, but I love to watch you leave, Jacob. What that thing do, boy?
Seeing as, how do you think he'd respond? To just suggest. What a graphic memory in these bad boys. He refused to engage with PoliticsJOE.
Do you think Jacob Rees-Mogg knows any TikTok dances?
I would be surprised.
If he knew one, what would it be?
I'm not sure I know enough TikTok dances.
That's why you weren't invited to Labour conference.
Oh, because I don't know enough TikTok dances.
What's the...
That's right. The 3 coolest members of the team. They were doing...
No, the joke was that they were all doing TikToks, weren't they? All of the cabinet.
What's the margarita one?
I don't,
One
you'd have to ask
margarita,
me.
I'ma open my legs.
Oh, yeah.
2 margaritas, I'ma give you some head. He knows that one.
He knows that one off by heart.
Yeah.
He's never not doing that. I spoke to a friend of the podcast, Councillor Tom Jones.
Did he seek you out?
He came and said hello.
What did you talk about?
We talked about, I think he gave the only kind of, the most rational explanation, and that's why we only have the most thoughtful Conservatives on PoliticsJOE. He was talking about everyone's having fun at the moment, but he talked about how brutal it's going to be year 3, year 4 of opposition, when it's just been a slow drudge and nothing has changed. And Labour are implementing government policy and have been for 3 years. And it's just not going to be as fun. And people are being wildly optimistic.
Oh, you brought the room down then, didn't he?
Do you have any thoughts on that?
There's always the locals.
Do I have any thoughts on Councillor Tom's insight that the Tory party will be in opposition for maybe 3 to 4 years?
I think you're being obstinate at this point.
I don't want to correct him, but I reckon it'll be closer to 5.
4.5?
Depends if they rip up that Fixed Parliaments Act.
Snappy? He could do a snappy Jenny Lex.
Why would you want to do a snappy?
Yeah, because he's politically incompetent.
Oh, right. What, he does like a Theresa May?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get an even bigger majority.
If I was him, I would be scared of the next election.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they can do any better. And I think their majority is built on sand.
Yeah, but they have such a huge cushion. By which I mean his arse.
Yo, kid, what that cushion do, boy? I bet he's having fun mixing this in the gallery, I tell you.
Sean and I absolutely lost it when Laura said cushion.
Oh.
Why?
Say it again. Say it
Cushion.
again.
What do you say?
No, say it again.
Cushion.
No, you didn't
One
say
more
it
time.
like that.
Cushion.
No.
Say it how you said it.
2 O's.
2 O's?
Yeah.
Or like, cushion.
That's how you said it.
Yeah.
Cushion.
You're making a big... But that is how you said it.
Okay, I don't care. I've got an
That's-
accent.
Oh, you're hard.
What's his problem? Yeah, it seems to be. I don't know what I've done. I said he had to kiss his wife. That was it. I now understand his behaviour.
I'll kiss your girlfriend.
Okay.
That's probably the rational way to respond to that threat, isn't it?
To a joke.
Should we do these clips seriously? Or do you want to get a bit more out your system?
Why break from tradition?
Well, I don't know. I thought maybe they'd like to hear some political insights from us.
I've been trying my hardest.
Right.
You've
Come
done.
on.
You've been piss all today. Like, honestly.
I'll give you one last chance.
Right.
Ed Campbell, what did you learn from Tory party conference?
They're all smoking crack. They're all off their heads. They're going to pick. They don't seem to understand that.
He's gone past his first
Did you invite him? Why is he here?
Because I'm on the fucking artwork.
I'm on the artwork.
We're all on the artwork.
All right, Mick Jagger, fucking who
Yeah.
are you?
Yes.
Yeah, no. Surely it's more one of the other like B-side Beatles at the moment. Like,
Ringo.
yeah,
Ringo.
yeah, exactly.
You wish I was Ringo.
Can you please stop pushing the microphone away from me?
I will, because when they stop frustrating me.
Do you not want to be here? Is that what that is?
No, if we're going to be obstinate.
You're storming out. You're pushing it away. You're storming out. Because you could do that.
I could do that.
He's
I'm
not
very
Ringo
tempted.
because Ringo actually wrote the songs. He's just on the artwork.
What was it Lennon said about... Someone asked him, is Ringo Starr the best drummer in the world? And he says, no, Ringo Starr's not even the best drummer in the Beatles.
Yeah,
Could have been talking
Which-
about Ed Campbell.
Yeah,
which was
in what
similar.
context?
similar to what Jade from Little Mix said about one of the Gallagher brothers. if you recall.
I don't remember that.
I don't know that one. You have to.
I think it was Liam Gallagher said, like, they're a bit rubbish, they don't write their own songs. And she was like, we do write our own songs, and it was rich from you. You're not even, like, the best musician in your family.
Very good.
Very droll.
Very droll.
So you're...
Do you know what they do say about Jade from Little Mix? Great impressionist.
Why?
Have I got that right? Is she the one who did the Jamaican accent that sounded like an alien?
No.
Different one.
Different
Damn.
one.
That's a shame.
So when they're smoking crack at Tory conference, I think they're going to elect... They don't seem to understand how repellent what a lot of they're talking about is to the wider public. I think they're going to gaslight themselves.
It's actually going somewhere, the crack thing.
Yes! I wanted to say this about 25 minutes ago.
When you have to understand, Ed, when you say they're all smoking crack, I didn't think that was actually going. I thought that was a one-liner at best.
But in your defence, it's because you didn't follow it with anything.
Because you were shouting at me. They're going to gaslight themselves into thinking
It's like being at home.
that they are all normal and that they are the electorate themselves, and they're going to pick someone who makes them feel good about themselves, and we were right, and we should have won the election, and wasn't the government brilliant? And they're going to pick someone that's going to be utterly repellent to the general public.
It pains me to say it, but he's actually he said something quite interesting.
Oh, you said it in a better tone, then maybe I would have listened.
Yeah, could you cheer up?
Shoot myself.
I won't be able to tell if you're doing that or whistling.
I stood in the rain for 12 hours yesterday.
Did you?
Put it on the front page.
Yes.
Man does his job.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing yours for the first time in about 6 weeks.
Got bigger fish to fry now than this podcast, Edward Campbell. Unfortunately.
All right.
Ed's point. I do actually want to talk about that.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Because there's wranglings, aren't there, within within
Jesse.
Yes. Yes. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah. What did she say again?
Ballinged.
What did you say? What word did you
No, it was,
that's what she
it was
did.
like that. They were like, can you do a Jamaican accent? And she was like, ah!
Holy shit.
I feel like she shook her head around. She was like, ah!
I think it was ballinged. Yeah.
Balagged.
It was like balling.
What does that mean?
It was totally insane. Shall I get it up?
What wranglings are you talking about, Ollie?
Basically, the Parliamentary Conservative Party has to decide whether or not it wants to put Kemi Badenoch through
Yeah.
to the final two. Because the suspicion is, although actually the polling now indicates that the gap has closed, she was previously the runaway. She had like a 16-point lead on Genreg. That's narrowed to 4 now, so it's not actually as much of a foregone conclusion. However, they're concerned that if she goes through, that what you've just said, that they'll pick her and they'll be fucked because she's abrasive, because they don't want her to go through because she doesn't try and be friendly with any of them, right?
I don't think abrasive is a fair word to use on her.
Kemi Badenoch.
Yeah, I think that she's uncontrolled. She's not got the party line. I think abrasive is a bit.
I think she's quite abrasive. Whenever she's challenged about something she said, she's then like
Very combative.
That's a lie.
Combative, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to stick with abrasive, but I noted. Thank you, Ava.
I'm just saying, I'm just trying to beat down the patriarchy.
Is it sexist to criticise Kemi Badenoch?
It was a little bit. I mean, would you call?
Right, sorry. Okay. Poll Joe, now poll Kemi. We are all in.
All right. Do you want to hear this?
We are.
Barlang?
Yeah, that's better.
That's good.
But for the membership,
Yep.
if the Parliamentary Party does that, they already feel quite distanced from. They think that the sort of the MPs are too fixated on like power games, Westminster, not what real people think, not what the membership think. Not what so if the MPs were to stitch them up in that way, fewer activists. They're already short of people out in their ground campaigns, so it's a tricky one.
It's a tricky one.
And I think, sorry, the way to make that happen, by the way, either Cleverly or Tugendhat gets eliminated in the next round. Whichever of them survives tries to nick all of the other relatively, as in relative to the rest of the party, moderate candidates' votes in order to pip Kemi to second place. And then you end up with Tugendhat or Cleverly versus Bobby J.
You're very much in the realm of Jenrick and Cleverly are your moderate Tories. Badenoch and my
You mean Tugendhat and
Let me start
Cleverly?
again. Tugendhat and Cleverly are your moderate Tories, and then Jenrick and Badenoch are your reform adjacents. So it's a battle for the soul of the Conservative Party, right? It's a battle over which route do you want to go down for the next 4 years. And I don't think the membership would vote for Badenoch. I can't see it happening.
Do you not?
No. Because if you look back to the last leadership election that we had, which was Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss, the members wanted Liz Truss. Rishi was far better on paper. Much better. Former Chancellor, stabilised-ish the economy, certainly more than she ever did, had a plan. They voted for her. Why? Because the base likes white people. Pure and simple.
That's interesting.
Punchy.
I mean, it's not the most...
Groundbreaking thing.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Conservatives.
That is interesting. Yeah.
You know, what have you heard from every single candidate? Immigration, immigration, immigration. They're not talking about immigration from Hong Kong, are they? They're not talking about immigration from Ukraine. They're talking about what Kevin Hollinrake said to you. They don't like people of colour. So the membership who are going to go to bat for someone like Robert Jenrick, who wants to make immigration net zero, they're going to go for him over Badenoch because they only like white people. Do you hate that?
I think it's an oversimplification. I don't think you can say that everyone in the Conservative Party membership is a racist.
Well, I don't think I did say that. Because not everybody voted for Liz Truss, did they, in the membership? Majority did, though. What's upset you so much?
I don't think being concerned about immigration is not the same as being a racist, is it?
Well, it is, because the conversation, it is in the context of the conversation that we've been having during the last couple of days, which is Kemi Badenoch saying that she doesn't want certain cultures immigrating to the UK. In what Kevin Hollinrake said to Ed Campbell yesterday, in the context of the cap of Ukrainians and people from Hong Kong is off. You can come here from those countries freely. I do think it does play a part.
So your call is whoever's the whitest will win the Tory leadership election.
I think when it comes down to final two and goes into the it goes to the membership, yeah, I do. I don't think that's got anything to do with the way that the MPs who are backing each candidate now. I don't think it matters in this particular stage. I think when it goes to the membership, though, I think it will matter, yeah.
You were spending your day with them yesterday?
Yeah.
Racist all?
Card carrying. No, I think it is interesting. I think I disagree with Ava. I think they would like Badenoch because of her policies and because of just throwing red meat to the base. I don't think Liz Truss won because she was white. I think it was just because she was the most optimistic and was telling just sweet lies, essentially. I think they're also the membership are itching for a fight. They're itching to get one back over the MPs who they think robbed them of their candidate. And I think they'd sit a lot more comfortably with the loss in June or July. It was July. I'm an idiot. In July.
It was very close, Ed. It
was one of the J's.
Yeah.
It wasn't January. But they'd sit a lot more... they'd sit a lot better with it if it was their candidate that had lost it. But they didn't try. They didn't get the chance to try. And I think they are militant and pissed off at the MPs for not giving them the choice.
Should we go through the clips?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
There is one... I thought I'd tee you guys up for this. Jenrick talking about David Lammy in his speech, which I don't think is in the clip. Just double check that before I tee you up to do this to me.
So the James O'Brien one.
Yeah. So talking about David Lammy, Robert Jenrick said David Lammy is living proof that there is a more annoying LBC presenter than James O'Brien.
Well, we had proof. Oh, the Dugmore.
Yeah, there we go. I thought I'd give
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Which clip do you want to start with, Ava?
Probably the one that I've put clip 1 next to.
Roll the clip.
It is not all civil servants. I don't want people to get me wrong. I think that civil servants are like everybody else. They come in to do a job, and I would say about 10% of them are absolutely magnificent. And the trick to being a good minister is to find the good ones quickly, bring them close, and try and get the bad ones out of your department as quickly as possible. There's about 5 to 10% of them who are very, very bad. Should be in prison bad. Leaking official secrets, undermining their ministers, telling, agitating. I had some of it in my department, usually union-led. But most of them actually want to do a good job.
So that's Kemi Badenoch there. This is not from the leadership pitch. I just added this in. This is from her Telegraph interview, in which she said that up to 50,000 very, very bad civil servants should be jailed.
Lock them up. Lock them up.
I have a question about this.
Yes.
Isn't this just a joke?
Okay. So do you know when we do American politics and we talk about Donald Trump?
Yeah.
And he says it's very, very bad, and we all have a good laugh about it, and then he becomes president, and then you realise that actually a lot of people across America agree with things that he said, even though he told you that was a joke. Perhaps we look at it through that lens.
She's not going to put 50,000 civil servants in prison, is she?
I think that you're... Okay, no, hang on. I think she is very angry at the civil service.
Would you say she was abrasive towards the civil service?
Well, the civil service took a case out against the
Bullying.
home. They took the Home Office to. They took the previous administration to the High Court over the way that the Conservatives were treating them. So I think there is.
Is it not just an attack on the blob? Like
Yes.
the civil service as an attack on the blob, which is just red meat to the Tory base.
That's why, yes.
But I don't think she's going to. I don't think it's just a joke.
I don't think she is going to put 50,000 people in
No,
prison, Ed.
but-
No.
But I think you should be allowed to make jokes.
Try fucking making some then.
I did. You set me up for one. It was very good. I think like like Angela Rayner calling Tories scum. It's just red
I think
meat.
this prison line is important. I think that for a long time now, civil servants have been made to carry out certain tasks, certain legislation implemented by governments that is not necessarily, in their eyes, lawful. This is the problem that we had with the arms export licences just before Labour took over. They were being asked to continue to licence, but they weren't privy to any of the sensitive information that had been collated by the Foreign Office that potentially said, well, we actually do now know it said, Liam Byrne from Labour told us it did say, that these arms were being used to carry out humanitarian atrocities. So actually, she would like to put them in prison because she was angry that they didn't just shut up and carry it out.
Do you know what I think the problem with the
Fighting
civil...
for my life here.
Do you know what I think the problem with the
Did
civil
you not see the
service
previous
is?
half? It was me.
What's the problem with the civil service?
Too free.
Okay, next clip.
Capitalism does not mean corporatism. It does not mean monopolies. It means free markets and competition. We didn't always protect those principles. Like Labour, we raised taxes on business, corporation tax, capital gains tax, we taxed dividends, and we regulated like Labour. So instead of encouraging people to start and grow a business, it got harder and harder. We need to stop being afraid of defending our beliefs. Those beliefs are needed now more than ever. They are needed now more than ever because a new political force has risen. Something I have been fighting all my political career: identity politics. Like the 1970s, we face a battle of ideas against the left and its desire for ever greater social and economic control. It is socialism returned, socialism in a suit. The British public knows that socialism doesn't work. They know. But if you give it a new label, you can sneak it in. You can promote class warfare under the banner of equality. You can take freedom and choice away from families by telling them that Ofsted inspection reports are unfair. If you call communism environmentalism, you can close down businesses, block the roads, and stop people going to work. This new politics has made us afraid.
Right, that's Kemi Badenoch there calling for a fight.
Can I say something? It is Badenoch. Just saying.
I said Badenoch before, I think.
You said Badenoch.
But I just went for Badenoch then.
Badenoch.
Okay.
Oh, Bad Enoch.
Oh, very droll.
There's no bad in Badenoch.
There's no bad in Badenoch, says
Well, there's
Sam.
no
is
bad
that
in Enoch.
The disembodied Kemi in the gallery.
She actually moonlights as a producer for us.
Right, so that was Kemi Badenoch there,
Boom!
calling
Great
for a
work.
fight against socialism and identity politics.
Someone yesterday said,
Do you think politics means anything?
that's outrageous.
Like, how can I and Kemi Badenoch look at the same person, in this instance Keir Starmer, and I look at him and think, you are a centrist wet wipe. You have no politics, you have no ideas, you're pathetic. And she looks at him and goes,
Lenin.
is it Joseph Stalin? Like, how is that possible? Is all of this meaningless?
Oh, red terror.
Are we just projecting everything that we... Is there anything out there?
I was interested in this line that she said about, like Labour, we raise tax on businesses, corporation tax, capital gains tax, we tax dividends, and we regulated like Labour. Now, I don't know if she's talking about the previous Blair government, but Labour haven't done any of that yet.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know that you're battling to, decide whether there's any point in continuing living, but perhaps we could focus on this point for one moment.
But I don't know if it's real.
Okay.
I think that's a good point. She's creating these spectres.
Fighting ghosts.
Do you not think that the more obvious point of why she's doing that is it helps for him to be Red Starmer? It's more helpful.
Well, definitely. She's creating ghosts. She's creating the ghosts of the evil civil servant she wants to lock up.
Yeah, absolutely. She's not going to say, oh, look at Starmer, that centrist who's doing, centrist
mild.
things. Oh, look, he's really acting like a small C conservative. Doesn't that make you sick? She's not going to say that, is she? No. She's going to say he's hanging people out the buildings.
I met a man yesterday who said,
Look, he's
who
got
seemed to suggest
capital gains is hanging out of number 10.
I met a man yesterday who seemed to suggest that identity politics in Britain had led to segregation.
Well, arguably not wrong, but a few decades ago.
Arguably not wrong.
Yeah, well, a few decades ago, identity politics did lead to segregate. Well, we didn't have that here.
Do you not hear about what happened at that last dinner party gig? We couldn't get in.
Male last dinner party fans exist.
Were no men allowed into the last dinner party?
Security were taking single men aside.
And being like, what's your favourite song?
You're a pervert.
The worst part is the gig was cancelled because they were ill.
No, I'm sorry. The best part of that was the gig was cancelled because
Do
if
you
you've
not like the last dinner
I
party?
do,
Yeah.
but if you've turned up to watch
12
the
hours
last
early.
dinner party
In
12 hours
Lincoln.
early, and in Lincoln, and you've stood outside trying to get to the barrier for the
Yeah.
last dinner party.
They're around.
Now you say that, yeah. Check the hard drives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that.
No,
I'm
it's
pleased
scams.
it was cancelled.
Yeah, it scans.
I like them a lot.
Do you like? She got in trouble, didn't she? The lead singer from Last Dinner Party,
Why?
for going to a private school. I think she'd said.
I think they all went to private school.
No, but I think she'd said something. Hang
Well,
on, let me get the quote.
If that gets you in trouble these days, we're all fucked, aren't we?
No, but look, this is it wasn't private school.
Do we think segregation exists in Britain? I don't think it does.
I feel under attack.
Okay. I mean, you do. I suppose segregated the white man. The white man's down.
Sorry, you saying you're not? you, Ollie Jugmore, a white man.
Sorry.
Saying me, Ed Campbell, a non-white man.
Scottish.
Yes, right.
Scottish people are people of colour.
Yeah, that was it. She said that people.
You know, Irish people think that. You know, Irish people
Irish
think
people
that.
do
yeah.
think that.
She said people don't want to hear about the cost of living crisis.
I'd like to hear the context of that. Do you think it's like so they come and listen to
Oh,
our
you're
music?
always looking for fucking nuance, Ed
I'd like
Campbell.
the
Honestly,
context.
just fucking, just.
They don't want to hear-
Just rinse her.
They don't want to hear me
Just-
singing
just rinse
about
her.
the cost of living crisis.
Stop
so they're
glazing the
coming
last dinner party,
to hear me
Ed.
singing my lovely music. I like the last dinner party. They're good. And when I think
Fucking
about the
why
cost
don't
of
you write
living,
them a letter about
I
it?
put on Caesar on TV. Is that the name of that song?
Right, should we listen to Genric?
We should
Here
listen
go.
to the last dinner party.
Well, we can't. You won't be allowed into a last dinner party gig. So
For rights reasons,
Yeah.
how much could we have? Like 10 seconds?
what? Of last dinner
see,
party?
they might be unlicked.
They might be.
Should we check?
Yeah.
The problem is you wouldn't be allowed in, not because you're a straight white male, but because you keep looking up people's skirts.
I've seen you in the Pale Man. Following people. So, Pale Man, come over here, let me see that.
Give me that hat. I don't do that. I'm against both that and I'm against FGM.
Unfortunately, Ed, it's the sort of thing that someone who's in support of both of those things probably says.
No, they'd be proudly, they'd be proclaiming it.
If I am your leader, I will fight for the effective freeze in net migration our country needs. And this time, we will cast it in iron. We will do it with a vote in Parliament, so that each and every one of us can look the British public in the eye and say, we mean it. We're going to do it this time. And if we do that, we give our country the effective breathing space that we need. We must take a stand to secure our borders. We must secure our borders. 120,000 people have entered our country on small boats on our watch. 99% of them are still here, costing us billions. Frankly, there is no future for this party unless we take a stand to answer this problem. And the way to do that, we all know, is to detain and swiftly deport everyone who comes into our country illegally. But we will never do that. We will never do that. It is impossible unless we leave the European Convention on Human Rights.
So that's Robert Jenrick there, reinstating his call to leave the European Convention on Human Rights so it can end illegal migration. Robert Jenrick's in a bit of trouble.
Because he's lying.
No, but he's in a bit of trouble. Do you know why? He's in a bit of trouble with Tom Tugendhat.
Oh, the Special Forces thing.
That's mental.
So he said that special forces were killing rather than capturing because the ECHR will just let them go, right?
So he's saying that the Special Forces are committing war crimes because of the ECHR.
Yes. And Tom Tugendhat gave a very solemn interview yesterday.
He's quite a solemn man.
He was a very solemn man, a very serious man. Naughtiest thing he ever did, Ed, invade Iraq.
Yeah, that's pretty
or
bad.
Afghanistan, I think it was. Anyway, and he revealed that actually in the video that Robert Jenrick promoted, the soldier is dead.
That's pretty mad.
Still be alive throughout the ECHR.
Yeah.
Just worth thinking about.
It's crazy that he's just lying.
Do you think that this is cutting through? 120,000 people have entered on small boats on our watch. 99% of them are still here, costing us billions.
It's interesting that he's trying to do like the Brexit treatment on the ECHR, but the EU was much more present in your lives than the ECHR. You see things that be like funded by the EU. People were aware of it. People were aware of the EU. I doubt
The
most people could
ECHR
tell
is
you.
pretty important, right? For us.
But people don't know that. People don't like aren't talking about what the ECHR does.
But is that not what the EU was like when
No,
we
people
first brought up
absolutely knew
Brexit?
about the-
People did not know what the EU
Yes,
did.
they did.
That's the whole reason Brexit happened.
No, of course they did.
You
And don't forget the racism over as well.
you sound
Everyone's a racist. Didn't understand the E EU.
as I was saying.
Yeah.
You're telling me if we went back to 2016, people could say 5 of the things that ended up happening, like red tape, fishing.
I'm not saying
farming.
I'm not saying they know about the
subsidies,
nuances. I'm saying they know what
the
the EU,
sausage alignment.
The EU is. They knew what the EU was. They knew what the Eurozone was. They knew things like that.
They did not know what the Eurozone was. I used to
Of
run.
course they would go to France and use the euro.
They-
had some conception of what the Eurozone
They
was.
didn't.
You
They
think people didn't know about the Eurozone?
This was the big problem.
I kept turning up to Greece with Drachma and being like, I just want to buy a bottle of water.
When did this happen?
Give me a souvlaki.
People did not know the difference between Schengen and the Eurozone. Right, I'm treating this podcast with. I'm treating this seriously.
My pesos. Why? My lira. People knew about the Eurozone.
You're telling me, okay, name 5 things the ECHR does.
Exactly. See? Well, at least I know the Eurozone exists, proving my point. Open goal, that.
Do you think this hard line on the ECHR is cutting through?
No. If it was cutting through, the others would be bandwagoning onto it.
Bandwagoning onto it.
Yes.
They are. There's been a mixed reception, but they've all been talking about the ECHR.
But they're not all full-throated like let's leave. They're not like
They're not
great,
you.
Great. they're not like great idea, Bobby. Let's
Does
copy
anyone
this.
call him Bobby J?
Me now? You know the Mirror trying to suggest that means blowjob.
Bobby J.
The Mirror had an article that were like sex act used on Robert Jenrick's slogan.
I've never heard of Bobby J.
No, nobody has. It's completely confected.
It is in Urban Dictionary. I did check.
Probably added on Monday, so the Mirror could cite it.
But I've never, ever heard. You're not even looking anything up. Are you just going on Twitter?
I was going to look for the Mirror article.
And then you got distracted
And
by that.
I opened my phone, and the last thing that you and I watched was Sydney Sweeney in the bath.
So our eyes are too close together.
And I can confirm her eyes are too close together.
Just the hand raising kind.
I've never heard of a Bobby J. Drop us a comment if you...
Ever had a Bobby J?
Yeah.
Bobby J is apparently a rapper,
Really?
also known professionally as Bobby's World.
It's a good rap name.
The Daily Mail have done this as well.
I think it's obviously not true.
He's a very blue Tory.
Oh, very good.
Robert Jenrick mocked after it emerges his Bobby J leadership campaign nickname, as plastered across supporters' caps, is slang for a sex act! It was in capitals.
I don't believe it.
However, Mail Online can reveal that Bobby J is actually a slang term for a popular sex act.
But there's so many.
But why would you need to reveal that?
Which
If you
was an
know...
unpopular sex act. Pissing.
One rival campaign source joked, "We knew the Jenrick campaign sucked." But with this latest gaffe, he's really going down.
That's a good line.
Oh, the
Whoever
hat
that
That's
says-
is.
really good. Is that what it says? He's really going down?
Yeah. That's good fun.
The hat
Very
says,
good.
"We want Bobby J."
Yeah.
So that would, we want...
We want blowjob!
Didn't they say that about Kamala Harris? That she'd like blowjobbed her way to the top? Wasn't that one of the right wing like conspiracy theories
Really?
that had to be debunked?
She was... Well, she was...
It was one of those. You
She
know,
never gives head. We've done the research.
Doug, give me a statement.
I have no idea what a Bobby J is. David Davis had double D's, didn't he? Double
Oh
D
yeah,
for
that
me.
was obscene.
Okay, should we do the Cleverly clip?
Yes.
I don't believe anyone has ever said Bobby J for blowjob.
Should we start?
I could, but perhaps maybe it's in the league of like Panny D and, you know, like.
I only know Sunny D. Sorry, can you explain that for me?
Pandemic.
Oh.
What's the other things that the Juby? What was it?
Platyjubes.
Platyjubes.
I hate those things. They make me sad.
Bobby J. Maybe it's in that category.
Bobby J has 4 likes and 9 dislikes on Urban Dictionary.
When was it? When was it posted?
2009. It's not real. Just because it's like one of those like you and your mates say something funny, so you stick it on
Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary.
Should we add something to Urban Dictionary?
Yeah.
What should we do?
Well, let's just make up something else that means blowjob. Let's say Tom Tugendhat actually means blowjob.
The ECHR.
The ECHR.
He wants to ban blowjobs.
Yeah.
Bobby Joe, a good and beautiful girl that will warm your heart.
That's a Bobby Joe.
Yeah.
Sounds like a man's name.
Okay, should we do the Cleverly clip?
Yes.
Yeah, let's get this over with.
Thanks, Ollie.
Reform didn't deliver Brexit. We did. Reform didn't cut immigration. I did. And mark my words, we will beat reform by being the best version of ourselves, not a pale version of anyone else. So no mergers, no deals.
That's James Cleverly there ruling out a pact with reform, which is different to what Jacob Rees-Mogg was saying yesterday in an interview with The Telegraph. He said they're going to have to work together.
He told me he wasn't talking to any outlets.
Yeah, I know. He was actually, do you know, he was walking to the Telegraph interview when he said that to you.
Why did he lie?
That's so unlike him.
That's not. He tweeted something really funny the other day. And he was talking about, I think it was.
Do you think he recognises you?
Do you think that
you
maybe we
recognise the
can
mic.
discuss whether we should do a pact?
Oh! Mask off! He tweeted. He was talking about pederasty when it came to about like when pederasts don't go to prison, but Just Stop Oil do. And I thought the distinct use of pederasty really made me laugh.
What?
Pederasty.
That's nearly as good as when that lady, whatever her name was like, Prince Andrew is not a paedophile, he's a hemophile.
If you're making that distinction.
What was it
Pretty
again?
weird.
That's the love of teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think pederasty was like ancient Greece.
Oh, yeah. Man boy love.
Yeah.
He's so desperate to be part of the... He hates that he's a tradesman, Jacob Rees-Mogg. Do you know that? That's what they say.
They hate that he's what?
In aristocratic circles, they refer to him as a tradesman because his family came over here to sell shit.
Oh, because he's not like
He's not
fully paid up.
He's not the Duke of
Yeah. So that like no one with any like
Blue
no one
blood.
who is actually blue-blooded thinks that he's one of them. It's just all of us plebs who think that he's
That's interesting.
some sort of aristocrat and he's not. And
That's
I
interesting.
think it pains him.
Yeah.
I think that's why he says things like, you know, when he just tweets Latin. And you go, all right, love, we all know who Caecilius is. He's in the Horto, you know?
That was very good. So you're ruling out a pact with reform.
Well, look, I thought what Rees-Mogg said was somewhere sensible, which was if we run again, Conservatives and Reform run in every seat, then we'll be obliterated once again. It does make sense to do some kind of pact, doesn't it? If you're on the side of winning and you're on the side of Baden
I don't think it
as
does.
leader.
It implies that Reform have any interest in preserving like the Conservative Party's hegemony on the right of electoral politics, which presumably they don't.
You'd also be sacrificing the left.
It depends if
sacrificing
they
the left
elect
voters.
Badenoch or not, right?
Like they also lost votes to Labour. They also lost votes to the Lib Dems.
Their
It's
problem,
so short. It's so short-sighted.
Their
to just
problem are the
focus on
Lib
reform.
Dems. Their problems are Gales England. That's their problem.
Gail Platt's England.
Gail Platt's England.
No.
No, I know. I was making a little joke.
Should we do the last clip?
Thank you, Ed. Yes, let's.
This is a nice short one for you.
Well, good morning, conference. Should we try that again? Good morning, conference. Much better.
So that's Tugendhat there saying good morning, conference. Sometimes I do my job and you look at me with such disdain and I don't understand why.
At least you weren't being heckled.
Heckled?
I heckle you both in different ways. I can be more subtle with Ava. You're a bit more entry level.
do I need to put
You're a bit more simple. It needs spelling out for you.
Right.
I have to shout pussy lips at you like 20 times for it to get in.
Whereas what? It's just easy.
He's not allowed to shout that at you.
You can just say things like, you'll be lucky to make it to Thursday. That was very funny from you, actually. Very funny.
What do we think Tugendhat's
Very funny. Please.
conference has been like?
Don't sack me.
It's
very funny.
He's been handing out some good stuff. He's been handing out some good stuff, Tugendhat.
Tugendhats?
Tugendhats, Tugendhats.
I wonder if we can make a hat from the paper.
Great idea, Ava. Let's do that.
It's not big enough, surely.
Yeah, not for your mammoth head.
I had an intrusive thought there. Throw a book.
I had an intrusive thought
Uh-huh.
that I would just empty that bottle of water over myself.
And he didn't let it win.
There's still time.
Yeah.
We did this on the 100th episode.
Yeah,
Do you remember the paper airplane competition?
and we're bone sober.
How many eps in are we?
We're 5 off.
Fuck, really? Oh, he's got moves.
Because he did it with his eye.
Yeah, we'll have to get drunk for 4 hours at some point soon.
No, but you didn't even drink during the 100th episode.
That's not remotely
You
true.
didn't.
No, you had like one beer.
I just didn't drink
Fucking
anywhere
pussy
near
lips.
as
And
much
then
as
you
you guys.
drank those little pussy spirit things.
They're
those little-
tasty. Yeah,
Why don't you drink beer like a real Ava? How have I got this so wrong?
The fat allegations continue. Would
I've
you
never
tell
said that about
the
you.
audience that I'm not I'm a normal size?
You just did. You just told them. Do you want me to say it?
Everyone else is petite.
it's everyone else. That's how I describe myself, a petite man.
A petite Scot.
God, good thing they didn't put you in charge.
Who? The RAF?
Al Qaeda.
I don't think I've got that in me, to be fair. I'm not a hijacker, and I know that.
You
Just a
hijacked
jacker.
this.
Just a regular, run-of-the-mill jacker.
That was good.
Good flight on
that
that.
was good.
Low jacker.
Oh, so shit.
I didn't even move.
No, you didn't.
Do you reckon I can hit Sam?
No.
No, you'd have to
You'd
get
have
it
to go
through
round
that.
the wall.
The light's kind of blocking my...
I don't think you've got a clear path.
Fortune favours the brave, though.
Ooh.
Need more.
If you saw the flutter that his eyelashes did when he did that. He's so pretty.
That was shit. Oh.
Are we just calling it there?
I don't know. Should we let Noam decide?
That was I know what the aeroplane.
Oh, it wasn't what I said. Did he? Did Sam pick that up and get it through?
Do you reckon we'll make the top 10?
What is the top 10?
Most listened to news and politics podcast in the UK.
Yeah, hope so.
We used to be top 10.
Because your dad's got 2 of the spots.
Yeah, he's hogging them.
Sorry.
Have we got anything exciting for the listeners coming up?
Not really.
No plans.
To exist is to suffer.
Ed!
That was good. Should we call it? That was rubbish. Oh no. My notebook. My journal. Ugh. Sam's getting closer.
He's sending them in, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'm wet.